Brian's log, day 80.
Yeah.
Cube did not move. Cube was inactive. The tally must be mad.
Hello once again, and welcome to the Oncoming Brainstorm. I'm Sam.
I'm Lewis.
And here we are once again with the Chibbers Marathon.
And we've got today a Series 7 episode, quite close to Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. This is episode 4 of Series 7, The Power of 3.
I like this episode. I think it has Chibbers' best ideas on display.
I think this one and Dinosaurs are probably his best out of the 4 for me.
I agree, definitely. It's quite interesting because you have this whole thing of Amy and Rory and their life with the Doctor and what that is like, you know, in their home life, and how do they have a life outside of all their adventures.
Very interesting to watch because you don't really get much of that in the classic series. That's kind of a benefit of the modern series, you know. They really focus on the companion, sometimes a bit too much, like with Clara. But with Amy and Rory, it's working really well because this is their, you know, sort of swan song, like the calm before the storm in the next episode. So it's kind of building up for you to really care about Amy and Rory just one last time before they are tragically killed.
And yet that's part of the episode, but the other really cool part is the cubes. These big black cubes that have just shown up across Earth, just millions and probably billions of them.
Loads of black cubes.
And no one really knows what they are, how they got here, nothing. And it's this big mystery. It's
described as the slow invasion because they're not doing anything, they're just there and they become a part of human life. People taking selfies with them. Brian, like Rory's dad, like logs the whole process like every day, like Brian's log, day 80, Cube did not move, Cube was inactive.
I love Brian. Brian is hilarious. He's great in this episode.
Yeah, and it's quite sad this is the last time we see him. But he's really good. There's a really funny scene where he's been in the TARDIS for 3 days and he didn't even notice. And like he's just been chilling in the TARDIS, just like, oh. It's quite funny how in the beginning of Dinosaurs he was so like, oh, what's going on? I can't cope with this. And then he's kind of loving it with the whole sci-fi mystery.
Definitely. And his whole log with the cubes, I think it's great.
It's genius. Yeah. This episode is really funny. Maybe even a bit funnier than Dinosaurs because it's more in a domestic setting and it's not too in your face with the comedy. There's a lot of good stuff from Matt Smith trying to be domestic and he just can't sit still.
Yeah, there's some excellent editing.
With some montage of him just like trying to find stuff to do to keep himself, you know, entertained, but he can't sit still like a child. I like it.
The direction of this episode is really well done and they're able to display the passage of time really effectively. And it feels like a lot happens in this story, even though it's actually not that long. Yeah. Like a lot of time passes.
Isn't there like about 2 or 3 years worth of story?
Yes.
Kind of, which is quite cool, the slow invasion.
And there's one bit where Amy says, we've been travelling with you for 10 years. And you're like, holy crap, they've been travelling for 10 years. That's crazy. So the other thing about this episode is, because you've got all the cubes, right? And you're wondering what they're here for, what they're trying to do. And it is pretty much a mystery box. Lots of mystery boxes. And the issue with that is, anything you imagine, like whatever you think is the reason they're here, or what they're trying to do, is often cooler than what actually ends up happening.
Yeah, because there is a lot of like Brian speculating in the TARDIS, like, oh, it could be like mini aliens inside the box.
It could be bombs.
Yeah. It could be bombs. Like all these ideas he's coming up with are actually more interesting than the actual reveal.
Yeah.
Which is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, that is kind of an issue. I mean, I like Unit in this episode. I think they're introduced quite well.
Yeah,
Kate
we get introduced to Kate Stewart, the daughter of the Brigadier. She's great.
It's cool. Shame they haven't done more with her. This is like arguably her best episode, honestly.
I've always like been a bit salty that Class got a spin-off because they do the Unit files with Big Finish, and I'm just like, you've got Kate Stewart and Osgood already in the Doctor Who universe. Just why don't you do a spin-off with them?
Instead of Blue and Class.
What the hell was Class? The villain is this dude called the Shakri, and it serves something called the Tally, and it wants to try and stop humans from colonizing space. That's a cool idea. So stop the disease of humanity spreading across space.
It really doesn't work for me because they just go there, they meet the wrinkly man, and for some reason he just tells them their whole plan, and that's it. And his plan isn't even very well done.
The Tally must be mad. It's just, yeah, it's a bit shit.
And I barely even remembered this character. And he's like a projection of the ship. He's not real.
Yeah, so he's not actually there, so it makes it even more less significant. Like, and also like the editing in that scene when they're talking to the Shakri is a bit all over the place. Like the shots are a bit like, where am I? What's going on? It's yeah.
And also, he's shown to have like eye laser beams, and he doesn't use that to kill them. He just leaves them on the ship, and then they just find out a plan to just undo everything they did and blow up the ship. It's just such a hasty and poorly done conclusion.
Yeah, it's weird because the Time Lords, like, it's described that the Shakri are like the nightmare of the Time Lord children. The Doctor isn't even scared of him. It's just like, ew, I thought the Shakri were just a myth. And it's like, is that it? Is that it, mate? You should be a bit more scared if, like, you know, you're meant to be, ooh, Time Lord legend kind of thing.
Maybe it would have been better if we never found out what was in the boxes. If this was what's going to happen, we could have just never found out.
What, people were just dying and then you had to solve it in a different way.
They could just rewrite this episode so we didn't find out, and I think that would have been better.
Maybe if the boxes weren't evil, it was something else. Maybe
if the boxes just showed up and then they disappeared.
Maybe they just collected. Maybe they go around collecting information about every planet and then just disappear.
Maybe they turn up to help us. Would that be more interesting than, alright, we're going to give them heart attacks? Also, terrible idea. Why not just blow up the cubes? Okay.
Yeah, just kill the people.
Or like, for example, there's a scene where one of them pulls out a gun and just begins gunning at Matt Smith.
Yeah, while he's playing the Wii.
Why don't they all do that? They would massacre the Earth.
And another thing,
it'd be like the Toclophane in Series 3 or something. You remember that?
Why didn't Matt Smith just twat that box with the Wiimote? Just go,
ew. Because he's not Peter Capaldi yet.
I see, he's not got enough Scottishness in him yet. Okay, he's not got the Malcolm Tucker out yet.
I mean, there's some things I really like. There's a great scene where Amy and the Doctor sit down on a pier overlooking the Thames, and they have an amazing conversation. Again, the performances from all the main people are great.
There was great chemistry between that TARDIS team, Doctor, Amy and Rory.
Oh, I miss them so much.
I'm quite nostalgic for that team. Yeah, and that scene is just lovely where the Doctor's talking about he's not running away from things, he's running to them before they flare and fade forever. I love the way Matt Smith delivers that, and I just love it. It's amazing. It's iconic.
Definitely. So overall then, what would you give this episode if you had to rate it out of 10? Right,
so I'd give The Power of 3 a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's good. I like Dinosaurs a bit more. It's a bit more consistent and coherent.
I think I like Power of 3 a little bit more. I'd give it like a 7.5, just to indicate that. But, you know, numbers are numbers.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think rewatching The Power of 3, this gave me a little bit of hope for Chibnall. Because there was a lot of heart and soul and just an understanding for Doctor Who there.
I think, in conclusion, like, some people have criticised him as just a very boring writer with not much going on. And this is a story of an example of he has some cool ideas, and maybe he just needed time to let those blossom.
Here's the thing though, with like Stephen Moffat, when he was a writer before the showrunner, he was amazing, but I think it was because Russell T Davies kept him on a leash, and he was fresh with ideas at the time.
Yeah, he had people to say, no, don't do that, Stephen, do something else.
Hold back, mate. Whereas Chibnall, maybe he needs to be let off the leash. Maybe he needs more control.
Well, apparently he's going with a team of writers, so that bodes well, I think, for the next series.
I think Chibnall, I'm predicting that he might be a better showrunner than he is an individual writer, but we'll see.
Better than Davies or Moffat?
Maybe on par with Davies, just a little bit low, because I don't think it's very hard to beat Davies in my
head. Ooh.
But with
spicy.
With Moffat, you know, I think he'll be the reverse of Moffat. Whereas Moffat's a great single writer, not a great showrunner. Maybe Chibnall will be a better showrunner, a man to lead the team, but not as great single writer.
It's all speculation.
We'll see.
But thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for watching. This has been a lot of fun, I think.
It has.
It's gone quick. So, let us know your thoughts on Chris Chibnall and the upcoming series, and what do you want to see in Series 11? And what was your thought on The Power of 3?
And Chibbers as a whole.
Good old Chibbers. So, join us next time for whatever I'm going to talk about. So, see you then.
Thank you very much for watching.
Bye.
But goodbye.